It's your boy Ninguru in the house, back with another Arsenal news episode where, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to share with you a lot of Arsenal news here. And surprisingly so, Odson Edward, there's a big rumor that is actually coming out that he wants to leave Celtic no matter who is managing Celtic, because he's fed up and he's done developing at Celtic. He won't want to develop anymore. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Hakan Çalhanoğlu's agent has recently opened up about certain clubs that have received that he has received contract offers from, which includes Arsenal and Chelsea. So we're going to talk about it. Of course, we're going to talk about Hakan Çalhanoğlu to Arsenal. So if you seek daily Arsenal content, best place to be, consider subscribing. If you want yourself to be a part of an awesome Arsenal community, consider subscribing. So let's just move on with the first news that we got here is about Hakan Çalhanoğlu. So according to Sky Sport, Hakan Çalhanoğlu's agent has recently received contract offers from Arsenal and Chelsea. The AC Milan midfielder is available on a free transfer this summer. Juventus have, however, submitted a more lucrative offer than the English clubs. Now, Sky Sport Italia came up with this with this report that contract expiring at the end of the season for the Turkish attacking midfielder, and an agreement still not has been found with Milan. Milan offers 4 million euros a year. The player requests 5 million euros without bonuses. And in the event of no agreement with Milan, Juventus actually thinks of taking him on a free. So the problem is that Hakan Çalhanoğlu has been offered by Rossoneri 4 million euros. But he would want 5 million euros fixed once without bonuses, and would be willing to go down on his request only minimally, thus not finding a meeting point with Milan's proposal. Now, talking about the scenario, the possibility that Çalhanoğlu can be released at the end of the season is becoming more and more concrete, and Juventus is thinking very seriously about Çalhanoğlu, who would take him on a free transfer. Other offers have reached the entourage of the football player in these hours, in particular from Arsenal and Chelsea, but they would be lower from an economic point of view than what is offered by the Juventus club. So Juve want Çalhanoğlu. They will try not. They will try their best to snatch Çalhanoğlu away from Chelsea and Arsenal, but only time will tell what will happen and what will not. So doomsday at Arsenal. We're going to discuss about it in brief about exactly what's actually happening. So Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville have actually ripped apart into Arsenal. Yes, they've literally ripped apart Arsenal. So we're going to talk about that Jamie Carragher thing, and of course we're also going to talk about what Gary Neville said. It's super savage from these two, and you won't like it. If you're an Arsenal fan, you'll definitely not like it, but still you got to go through what news is going on. So you have to actually. So Jamie Carragher says Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang could become another Mesut Ozil situation after his lazy performances. Well, wow. Carragher said, I think Aubameyang's performances this season have been lazy at times. I don't care how many goals he gets. He's won golden boots in the past, but he's definitely a player who doesn't bring anything to this team if he doesn't score a goal, and that's a big problem. I watched him last week at West Ham, and I've watched him 4 or 5 times this season, and I'm thinking I need more from you, and that's exactly what we saw on Saturday against Liverpool. He was late for the North London derby, and the manager took a big decision, and it paid off. I'm expecting a reaction from Aubameyang. He then plays midweek, misses a few chances, and is not at his best in the Europa League game. I watched him at West Ham, and I'd go as far as to say it was one of the worst performances I've seen this season. I was commentating on the game, and when he went off the pitch in the 77th minute, Arsenal scored and he celebrated with Alexander Lacazette, and I said that's the most energetic I've seen him this season. Now he then gets brought off again against Liverpool. This is your star man getting taken off in the last 2 games on the back of me wanting to see a reaction. I think there will be a big worry at Arsenal, and for Mikel Arteta that they may have another Mesut Ozil situation where they give someone a big contract at 300k or 350k a week. Good luck to him, but you've got to justify that. Next season and in these coming months that will be going through the manager's mind, have we got another situation like that? Because what he's producing right now is nowhere near good enough, considering how good a player he is, and also what Arsenal have invested in him. Now, not only that, Gary Neville has actually ripped apart Arsenal as well. He says that um, what do you say? I was alarmed. Ordinarily on a Monday Night Football, you come into this and plan what you're going to do. We know Arsenal are inconsistent. We know where they are in their transition under Mikel Arteta, and you don't ordinarily think it's going to stand out. I have to say, at halftime on Saturday, I was really uncomfortable with what I'd seen. At the end of the game, I did say something that I ordinarily don't do. I normally just get off as soon as a game finishes. I sat around for a few minutes with Martin Tyler saying, "What was that?" I was really uncomfortable with what I saw. There have been a number of times in the last 10 years I've been saying I've been doing Monday Night Football where my anger has emerged over a couple of days since the game. It happens very rarely. I remember QPR in the early days of Monday Night Football, a team that I really didn't like. Sunderland, I remember once I thought there's something not right there. A couple of Chelsea performances. Coming out of Saturday, we don't know what goes on behind the scenes at Arsenal, but I have to say there were a few players in the front part of the pitch. It looked like a little mafia. It looked like a little group of people who weren't comfortable, like there was a disconnect between them and the manager. Like the manager looked like he'd had enough of them, like he had that glazed eye look. It's instinct, but we've been around football quite a long time now to know when a group of players are disinterested. I said in the second half, me and Martin Tyler could have played at centre back for Liverpool. They were really comfortable, those two. They never laid a finger on them and they had no pressure against them. It was embarrassing. It was a bad day. Not only Aubameyang ripping apart Aubameyang, Nicolas Pepe was also not left alone. Jamie Carragher said, Nicolas Pepe, it's not his age or his price tag, really. He's just not good enough and never will be good enough, so Arsenal need to cut their losses there. So given the verdict, Nicolas Pepe has been a failure and you have to accept it, according to Jamie Carragher. Moving on, so this is the reality, and this is what everyone wants to understand, that Saka and Smith Rowe, if they play, they're both starting 10 games. Arsenal have won 7 of their games. Points per game 2.2, goals per game is 2. Others in other games, but they have not started together. That's the scenario, and Arsenal have not done anything better. So it looks like the youngsters are actually carrying Arsenal, and that's the sad part, isn't it? So ex-Manchester United player Ravel Morrison reveals his Arsenal dream that could surprise certain Manchester United fans. He says, he actually is on Ostersund. He says, I've come here to rebuild myself. I want to enjoy it and enjoy football again and win everything we can. It's exciting and I'm really looking forward to everything that's in front of me. We've got a decent team. It's a decent setup. I've met all of the group and it's been nice. I'm just a young, humble person from Manchester. I'm hoping to do the best I can. I have been at West Ham, United, Lazio. Obviously, the young English sides for me are the best. I was also in Mexico last season and loved every moment. Now I'm with you guys. This team beat my team as well. It wasn't a great day when it happened being an Arsenal fan because I wasn't linked with you then. But now it is all about be thinking positive and looking forward to this new chapter. Now, yeah. So unreal, yeah. He's a Manchester United fan. He's an Arsenal fan. Crazy. So certain Arsenal fans actually can't believe what Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher have done to Bukayo Saka. So Arsenal fans are furious with Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher, and the reason is being that much of it fans would agree that the majority of the squad more or less picks itself at this point. But Gunners fans are raging over one omission in particular. Bukayo Saka, who has been excellent this season, was not included in the suggested squad with Harry Kane, Sterling, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Jack Grealish, Marcus Rashford and Mason Greenwood making up the forwards, but not Bukayo Saka. So here are some of the fan reactions. One of them said that Gary Neville is taking Mason Greenwood, Phillips and James, but not Bukayo Saka. Another one said Neville and Kara are the best in the game as pundits, but neither of them picking Sancho or Saka seems ridiculous to me. Another one said Neville actually saying Greenwood, completely overlooking Saka and Sancho. Joker. Another one said no Bukayo Saka in either Gary Neville's or Jamie Carragher's England squads for the Euros. Here. Another one said, of course, Gary Neville, who is completely not biased at all, would take Greenwood in the England squad over Saka, Sancho or Ings. Another one said, this guy Neville, been in full throttle, recently biased and club biased today. Greenwood scored 5 goals all season, 2 in the league, and wants to take him ahead of Sancho and Saka. Shaking my head, punditry is on the floor. Well, moving on, so talking about the transfer news, Odsonne-Edouard wants Celtic exit. Odsonne-Edouard doesn't care who takes over at Celtic, wanting to leave the club regardless of its next boss, according to Football Insider. The 22-year-old has been prolific in front of the net, scoring at least 15 goals in each of the past 3 seasons to prompt interest from abroad, and it looks like he would want to leave Celtic. Arsenal, if you're hearing this, go and get your man, bro. So this is it from the this is it from the episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you seek daily Arsenal content, best place to be. I don't need to remind you every day, but yeah, I need to, I guess. Cheers.